Greetings, ladies and gentlemen. Another Skyrim Let's Play update. I plan on continually updating you until I am actually in a play-ready state. This pertains specifically to ENB, or rather the lack thereof. But before I proceed, my characters are all hatched in my head, and I need to get all the mods working in synergy, see there are no conflicts, etc. And once I see that, what I'm going to do is make a video where I propose 5 different, I would even argue radically different character possibilities, and I will let you, of course, influence my decision based on your reactions and what have you. That is, I already have in my head 5 very distinct characters that I can play. None of them will be, well, some of them might be more conventional than others, but I think they still have unique backgrounds and what have you, so I will make that video once everything's set up, which could very well be tomorrow or even Saturday. We'll see. But anyway, proceeding on to the ENB. I will not be using an ENB. The reason for this is pretty simple and complicated. I spent a lot of time working on the ENB, and then I invoked the aid of a friend, and we spent many, many hours trying to get it to work properly. And I think there are a couple of fundamental problems. One is, I have to admit, there's something screwy about my graphic drivers. That is to say, even though my game is running on my NVIDIA card, it'll sometimes, with the ENB at least, it says that it's going on Intel, but that's clearly not the case because I could never run an ENB on Intel. The performance drop was pretty minimal. I went from 60 usually to about 45. It wasn't too bad, but the settings, the bloom settings, were impossible to correct. Now, it's possible that it is still possible to install an ENB, but let me remind you that that's beyond my ken, and it was apparently beyond the ken of someone who was fairly well versed in ENBs. No matter what we tried, we simply couldn't get particularly the bloom effects to work properly. It looked awful, the glare was incredible, and part of it, I think, has to do with the fact that I'm playing on a gaming laptop. I am the first to admit that I am only halfway to the master race, maybe, and I choose gaming laptops for the sake of convenience, both in my own abode, but also for possibilities of travel and all sorts of reasons like that. I know that puts me at a disadvantage. I don't think ENBs were made to work very well on laptops. Even if the laptop system is fairly good, such as mine with the 880 graphics card, there's just a fundamental problem. And then to add to that, the problem with my graphics drivers, and it's a bit kooky. Now, in theory, I could do a complete system wipe, reformat everything. I don't actually have the necessary knowledge to do that efficiently and well. I could invoke the help of someone and probably pay him to do it for me, at least give me instructions. But I consulted someone who's very versatile and knowledgeable in matters pertaining to computers, and he doesn't think it's worth it because everything really is running pretty well. I am not an ENB fanatic. I'd rather have a smoothly running game that runs well and still looks pretty good. I am using tons of texture mods, some lighting effect mods, as well as the sweet effects injector, and maximizing things like anti-aliasing, etc. And so it still looks pretty good. It's just not ENB quality. But in exchange, I have maximum performance. So I hope that's not too much of a disappointment to people. I'd like to think my subscribers subscribe to me and watch my videos for my commentary of the stories I'll give, and maybe game mechanic related stuff rather than maximum graphical performance, which really has never been my forte. It is disappointing, and I would be, in theory, willing to commission someone to engage in a formal investigation, but the problem is that my friend and I spent quite a bit of time on it. I already paid him some money to do so, because that's my belief. I don't think people should be compensated for their work, and it just was not a resolvable issue. Maybe it is for someone with the utmost expertise, but I'm unwilling at this point, I think, to spend so much money to find out only that it just won't work. So for now, and this could change in the future, ENB, after all, is a graphical setting. It's not going to affect mod interaction per se. For now, I will be going with basically the equivalent of ultra vanilla settings, but not vanilla because I'm using a ton of texture mods. I will be providing a mod list. It's so much, it's so much to mention, but I know people want to see that, and as well as things like sweet FX and realistic lighting and so on and so forth. So yeah, I think it looks quite good. It doesn't look amazing, but it looks good. It's at the moment very playable, and at the moment too, I'm nearing about 186 mods. I don't think I'll be installing many more after this. Maybe a maximum of 30, but I'm thinking 20 more. So I'm gonna cap out at probably about 220, 215, or thereabouts, or maybe even 210. I did streamline and left out some mods that I just ultimately never use. So that is the plan. I expect to hopefully get this up and running by the end of tomorrow, and then I will be posting an official video where I will query you, the subscribers, as to what character, as I introduce each character possibility, you would prefer to play. But for now, I'll keep that a secret, or keep that hidden from you, and I will reveal my plans to you in that video, which shall be forthcoming, assuming I'm not dead or fall to ill health or any of those other unfortunate circumstances which sometimes can befall us mortal human beings. So thanks for watching as always, and thank you for support, and I will talk to you soon, God's willing. Bye-bye.